Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So, a January 6th participant is on the run. He is country hopping and all to avoid charges. I'd love to tell you his name, but I can't because it's not being shared by the media yet, and he hasn't actually been charged with any crimes. Here's what I know. The Daily Mail, and yes, I know they're not the most credible, quote unquote, news outlet, but they are the only ones reporting it at this time. Anyway, the Daily Mail is reporting exclusively that a January 6th participant that they referred to only as Mike, he is on the run and that he has been told that he's on the U.S. terror watch list. So here's all the story and why I think this guy is a drama queen. According to Mike, he was at the Capitol on January 6th. He does not deny that. He was there with his mother, but he said that he didn't take part in any violence. He didn't vandalize anything that day. Mike says, you know, he has proof of all of his activities because apparently he was recording everything on his GoPro camera. So the Daily Mail says Mike is a social media influencer. He has apparently more than 350,000 followers on TikTok. He's had 35 million views on his videos. And Mike says that his photo appeared on the Sedition Hunters website. And after he moved to another state, he started hearing from his family members and a former landlord that the FBI was coming around. They were asking where they could find him. So this was supposedly between February and May of 2023. And so Mike fled the country, like we all do. He just picked up, fled the country in October. He said he shut off all of his electronic devices. He used a paper map and he drove to the Texas border and he crossed into Mexico on foot. From there, he says he flew to Zurich, Switzerland, and he lived in an apartment there for 6 weeks. Then he tried to apply for asylum in Switzerland, and they sent him to a refugee camp for another 3 weeks. Mike then told immigration officials that he wouldn't get a fair trial in the US, so that's why he wanted to stay in Switzerland. But the Swiss government denied him asylum. They said, we'll let you leave the country. You can leave and go wherever you want to go, but you are not going to be here. You're not going to obtain asylum here. So he left Switzerland, traveled to Costa Rica. That was in January of this year, the end of January. Days after arriving in Costa Rica, he was then told that he was wanted for terroristic acts in the United States. So Mike told the Costa Rican officials, quote, "The government labels people who disagree with its decisions as terrorists." Sure, Mike. Sure they do. Anyway, so Mike was denied asylum in Costa Rica as well. Now he is in an undisclosed country. And in a text message, Mike told someone, quote, "I would rather hop from country to country and take my chances than be trapped as a voluntary prisoner with no hope for bail or parole." This, boys and girls, is your brain on Fear News Network. As you all know, I have covered every single arrest, every single sentence of the January 6th participants. I know for a fact Mike is either being dishonest and he actually did do some things that were kind of shady at the Capitol that might land him in prison, or he just doesn't understand how things work. Because if he was as clean as he's claiming, if he truly didn't commit any acts of violence, no vandalism, he would never be held without bail. And he would be charged with the 4 basic misdemeanors that we've all seen over and over again. He would get a slap on the wrist. So again, he is either not telling the truth about what he did at the Capitol, or this guy is so uninformed and he's just being a drama queen. But given the statements made by his parents, it is quite possibly the latter, because mommy and daddy fully believe that the Biden government is corrupt and that they're out to get people like their son. They actually believe Trump will pardon all of the January 6th defendants. So they think once Trump becomes president, then their son can come home. I mean, what is Mike going to do if Trump loses? Right? What he's doing right now is making things worse for himself. If he's ever officially charged and taken into custody, he now just gave the prosecutor so much ammunition against him. The prosecutor now has a very good faith argument for locking him up without bail because he has now demonstrated that he is a flight risk. So good job, Mike. Good job making the case against yourself. I mean, why don't you just throw salt in that wound? Why don't you just wrap that rope around your own neck? Absolutely ridiculous. This is the problem when people do not avail themselves of real news, when all they ever watch is Faux News Network, Newsmax, all the other disgusting, lying, democracy undermining shows that hypes them up, makes them think that these people are political prisoners. They don't know the truth. This guy could be telling the truth. He could be one of those people who just walked in, took a few pictures and walked out. And in that case, like I said, he would never be held without bond. He would never be hit with anything other than the 4 misdemeanors. Hell, he could even walk in, as we've seen with some of these people, and negotiate up front 1 or 2 misdemeanors and never have his picture out there, never have to go to trial, never have to go through the full-on process and all the scrutiny, and just take his lumps and take a plea deal on a misdemeanor and, get like a year or 2 of probation. And that's it. So again, he's either not telling the truth about what he did at the Capitol, or he is just so ill-informed that it is causing him to make a monumental mistake. Oh, well, should have watched this show. That's all I got to say. All right, I will let you all know when I hear more. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like this video, share it, become a subscriber if you have not, become a donor if you possibly can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.